In this video, we're going to be using A&E Khalifa and the Gold Dollar 300 with a brand new edge. Stay tuned. Hey there folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host CDB. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And as mentioned before, today we're going to be using A&E Khalifa. And this is in their new ornate jar that they're putting some special edition shaving soaps in and candles and so forth. It's a pretty nice little container here, pretty fragile, so I was happy to see when it arrived here in one piece. And there is a look of soap, and I scraped a little bit out. Let's show you the notes for this soap, which is a very interesting scent in my opinion. For me, I definitely get the tobacco, the oud, some of that coffee. Some people say they get a little bit of that cannabis smell. I think I can get a little bit of it, but not too much. So far it's grown on me some. I don't know if it's a winner yet. We'll use it today and see. But it is definitely an interesting smelling soap, and it comes in a really nice container here. We're going to set that to the side so we don't knock it off and break it. Today we're going to be using the Gold Dollar 300, and I just put a new edge on this the other day. We used the Shapton glass. We killed the edge first. Used the Shapton glass 4K. 8K, then the Nanawa 12K, and then the Suhiro 20K. So we'll see if we did a great job on this. The soap, by the way, is in Kaizen 2, excellent ingredients, which we'll show you right there. And the price generally, if you buy the regular plastic tub, is under $5 an ounce, which is a fair price on our cost chart. You know, A&E is a very good quality soap. There's absolutely no question about that. So let's get going today. We're gonna mist the face here, and this is just plain water. I often get asked, where this comes from. I'll link it below on Amazon. It's called a continuous mister. I always link the products below, so look below if you're interested. And so we wet the face, and today we're also going to be using a new brush. This is the Dark Sanctum Ronin X, and I believe that is a stone something. I can't remember. It's got a beer bottle cap in there. I always forget what it is. I'm sorry. But anyway, nice looking brush here, inspired by the Paladin, for sure, made by Dark Sanctum. And it's got some heft to it. This is not hollow, so it's got some really good heft to it. Using our Captain's Choice bowl, and we've got our lather already made. Again, I'll be making a new lathering video soon. For those of you who've been asking questions about that, we've got a nice creamy lather, which is pretty much what you expect from a Kaizen soap from Peter Charcalister. Actually, any of his soaps have always made creamy lathers, in my opinion, so we don't expect any quality problems today. The question we seek to answer today is, do we like the scent of this soap? And I've been smelling it a lot, and it has grown on me. I was afraid that I would get a lot of that cannabis scent, and fortunately, I'm not. And once again, I don't have any issues with cannabis. It's just not something I want to smell like necessarily, but this soap definitely has a unique scent to it, and there's a lot of different things going on. This is a scent that I don't think would be for everyone, but I actually don't mind it, surprisingly. It's got oud in there too, and I forgot about that. I definitely get some of that. And again, no problem with the lathering. We won't spend all day on that. Let's rinse the handle a little bit, and we'll get on with the shave today. And we hope we did a great job on the edge. I want to remind you, Real Talk is coming up this Friday on Instagram at 8 p.m. Frank Misa from Strike Gold Shave reached out, and he's offering a giveaway during the show Friday. So if you come to the show, you'll be entered to win, or we'll do a trivia thing or something. Anyway, you'll stand a chance to win Friday. He's offering a Kennedy set. We'll show it to you right there, or at least the soap label. So thank you, Frank, for that. And if you have any topics you'd like us to discuss Friday night, please comment below on this video. We'll talk a little bit about everything. All right, let's see how we did on this edge. Again, we killed the edge, meaning we ran it along the edge of a stone, which pretty much, puts it into its effective cutting edge. After I killed this edge, you try to cut a grope, it won't cut anything. And then we bring the edge back starting on the 4K. I use the Shapton Glass HC series. for that, and it's been going well so far, and those first few strokes felt pretty darn nice. So again, what I'm thinking here is that we are once again we have a consistent edge here, which is what I've been shooting for. I just want to make sure that every edge is feeling sharp and smooth. No roughness, no tugging. This one is pretty good, I gotta say. I'm very happy with that. This one I think is a little better than the JJ Shorty I used the other day. Don't know why, it just is. But using the same progression over and over has really helped in my honing. Just getting familiar with the stones, not doing too much, resisting doing too much is something that I've had to learn to do on the stones. With help from others, of course. Very nice. Definitely cutting nicely, which is what you want. You want it to be nice and smooth, but sharp without being rough. That's at least what I want in an edge. And the soap, of course, is performing very well. I think as it's lathered, I get more oud. I know some people say they get more of that cannabis vibe. They call it mysterious resins in the soap description there. But I believe it's sort of cannabis in nature. And for me, again, cannabis is not necessarily a scent that I want to smell like. So I hope not to get a lot of that. And I'm not, fortunately, so that's good. So I would say this scent is not a home run for me. It's not my style of scent, but I don't mind it, and it has grown on me. So this is one I might take to over time. But we'll see how we feel about it as the shave goes on, because sometimes when you lather soaps, they just change. And I want to thank all the new folks who have been commenting below. Please feel free to ask your questions below. I try to respond to every comment. Now, I do want to mention, sometimes YouTube just blows them out. They're just gone. I'll get an email with a comment, but it's not actually, it never appears. So if I don't answer you, it could be that. So please keep that in mind. I try to answer every single comment. The quality on this soap, top rate. And I'm liking this brush too. This is made by Jose at Dark Sanctum. And again, inspired obviously by the Paladin design. There was some friction there, a couple of weeks ago between Paladin and Jose. It was, honestly, it was not a good move to originally call this brush the Samurai X, because that's too close to Paladin Samurai. I would agree with the people who were critical there, and Jose made a mistake on that. And, in my conversation with him when I talked to him, he pretty much agreed to that, but some of the abuse that he got was just not warranted, and things about his heritage and just things, very personal comments, and to me that's out of line. I understand if you don't want to buy inspired designs, but I would also remind you there's at least 5 different companies making this style of handle, so you always buy whatever you like and so on. But I think when it crosses into the realm of personal insults and calling people names, that's when I don't like it. The debate, you're always going to have that, and I certainly understand it. But when it gets into the name calling and trashing people and their heritage or where they come from, or making sort of judgments about their character and so on, I think that goes over the line personally. But my conversations with Jose, he realized he made a mistake in originally calling it the Samurai X, which is why it's now called the Ronin X. And it is a nice, it feels very good in the hand. I was a little bit skeptical early on, to be honest. But when I got it, I was like, this is nice. And so you've seen Marcos El Chingon on YouTube use these brushes many times, and he's where I saw this brush first. And so I figured, let's give it a shot. And especially when I saw, I had IM'd with him and he shared some of the, private messages and so on. I was just like, goodness gracious, it's, we've seen sometimes there are some folks who just go over the line. And so we try to brush, and so far I'm liking it. And I'll link that below if you're interested. But again, you buy the products that you're comfortable with, and so on. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Hope you can hear the feedback there, quite loud, cutting very well. And again, I'm happy with the edge here. It's doing a great job for me. Cutting effectively without being tuggy. And I mentioned this before, and I want to mention it again today. If you're coming from DE razors, the thing that you have to understand is when you're using a DE razor, the blade is about 1 inch, maybe 1/4. These are closer to 3 inches. So you're cutting a lot more hair at one time. It's not going to feel the same as a DE. Please always remember that. If you're using a blade that's from a reputable honer and you think it's feeling tuggy, it could be, if you're new, that you're just getting used to the feeling of cutting, 2.5 to 3 inches worth of hair at one time, which is a lot more than you're typically cutting with the DE. Also, it could mean, which I know this was the case for me early on, you don't have quite enough slickness in your lather. You really need more hydration in your lathers for straight razor shaving because you have more blade on your face. It really needs to be slick, so keep that in mind. I am by no means an expert in straight razor shaving, but I'm sharing what I'm learning or what I have learned as I'm going along, and I always try to do that. Okay, let's continue on. Very happy with the edge today. Using the same stones is being consistent is resulting in a consistent edge, which is exactly what I'm looking for. And it's working well for me. And I'm very, very happy to do it. The straight razor shaving has unlocked another level of enjoyment for me, both using the razors, using straight razors generally, but also honing them. That's another area. There's really nothing like putting your own edge on the blade, doing it yourself, especially after you kill that edge and you know it's not cutting anything. And then you put the edge on it and you're like, okay, that's me. I'm learning. And the learning process for me is always enjoyable. And so it's given me something to focus on, something to learn, something to try to get better at. And that is quite enjoyable. Now the soap, getting back to the soap, the scent for me is still, it's not bad. Honestly, I did not know what to make of it. Peter, when I talked to him, he told me, I don't think you're gonna like it when I bought it. And I don't dislike it. So it's a scent that could grow on me. I think it has that potential. So, we'll see how it goes. We'll finish the shave first. There are times where I think I get a little bit of that cannabis vibe, and that's really not for me. And I know Justin, Carry On Steady on Instagram, reached out to me immediately when I bought it, and he said, if you don't like it, I'll buy it. So Justin, we might be sending this your way. The problem is, I don't know, for Survive shipping, that's the problem. These are rather fragile. I mean, the container's well built, but because of that spike and everything, and the U.S. Post Office being what it is, I'm imagining some of these are going to be broken in transit. It's just sort of the nature of the beast. But we'll see what happens. All right, let's get lathered up for our final pass again. Nice creamy lather. And this is, I think, a 30 millimeter, I think he called it quarter moon knot. This one does have some backbone if you want it, but it also functions well as a painter. Had no problem making lather with it. It is nice and substantial. I imagined that this was going to come to me and feel very, very light, maybe even too light. But fortunately, it just feels like any good quality brush. So I'm enjoying using it. And again, I just remind you, just folks, buy whatever you like, but try not to be nasty to other people. If you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. No big deal. But just being nasty to people generally, I mean, we really don't need that in the community. So, sort of vote with your dollar, is the way I see it, and then move on. But one thing I try to do, and I've learned from mistakes in the past, is just try to keep it on the up and up, keep it enjoyable, not make things personal, because then it's no fun. At least it's not for me. So great quality soap here. The Kaizen 2 is, it's one of the best without question. And it's been working well for me today. So I'm not exactly sold on the scent, but I'm really enjoying it. Again, don't forget, Real Talk coming up Friday night, and there will be a giveaway courtesy of Strike Gold Shave. So thank you, Frank. And I must say, it's been cold in the mornings here, in the 30s. So around Celsius, what is that, 20? I'm not sure. No, excuse me. I'm not sure what it is. In the negative temperatures in Celsius, I believe. 30s are negative, I believe, Celsius. So it's been like 30, sometimes in the 20s even. So that's definitely negative Celsius. But in the afternoons, it's been getting up to the 70s, which is in the 20s Celsius, which is very, very comfortable and nice. And I have been enjoying that immensely because although I've lived in areas with winter, snow and cold weather, most of my life, I just don't enjoy the cold anymore. I guess I'm just getting to that age where it's just, it's not enjoyable. And I love that spring and summer weather, just being able to go outside in a pair of shorts and just enjoy the air and the things blooming, the plants coming back to life. Spring is a magical time, I think, with everything coming back to life. And I guess we wouldn't have that if not for winter, because everything dies in the winter. And then they start coming back about now, which is really nice. And I do enjoy that. So we'll start to get very nice and green with all the trees, leaves coming back. And I really like that. I like it a lot, because here we don't have a ton of evergreen type trees. So if you look at the mountains, and this is a very mountainous region, they're almost all brown because most of the leaves shed in the winter, and it's just brown, and I don't like the color brown. I realize I'm taking far too long in this video, but I apologize. I'm enjoying myself. I like to keep it under 20, but I don't know if we're going to make that mark today, because I've been busy yapping and talking. But we'll try to speed it up a little bit and keep it right around that 20-minute mark. We might go a minute or so over, but we try to keep it reasonable, because I do respect your time. I make a lot of videos, so I try not to make them too long, but sometimes, we get involved with the yapping and we lose track of time, and we're enjoying ourselves, and we just go a little long. Okay, I think that'll be enough for a great shave, another great edge. Let me rinse, we'll come back, get into the post. Stay tuned. All right, and we're back. We're gonna try to move through this post quickly to keep the video time down. Off cam, we did a warm water rinse, followed it with the PAA alum, no stinging. That was very, very nice. Cold water rinse after that. Followed with the Magic Made by Witches, Thayer's Witch Hazel. Good stuff. Cucumber here. Today we use Khalifa, the soap. Excellent, excellent quality. The scent, I don't think is for me. I don't really think it's a winner for me. It's not bad, but I don't love it, so I don't think it's one that will hang around. We used our Gold Dollar 300 with a brand new edge. Love the edge. We used our dark Sanctum Ronin X, which is really nice 3D printed brush. Again, I'll have links to the products below. We're gonna finish it off today with the Club Signature, which is a terrific scent. I absolutely love the scent on this great vanilla type scent with some other stuff going on. We got a few drops here, and we're gonna close it out, and thank you all for joining us. Until next time, I've been your host, CDB, reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way, and as always, God bless.